It says this hangout is on the air. We are live. Good morning, everybody. It is July, oh my God, July 28th. Is that right? Can that possibly be true? Is the month almost over? Or are we about to, we're about to launch into August, aren't we? We're going to have August 1st while we're in Austin. Small group today. Actually, looking at the makeup of the group, no one, somebody went away. Oh, Chris, you're back. Okay. So nobody on the group is going to be in Austin but me at this point. I know Bill Moore's not going to be here today. You know, he had cataract surgery. Chris, you asked the other day about Craig, and I saw a post this morning from Craig, but I went to his page and sent him a message, and I didn't get an answer back. So I don't know. Does anybody know anything about Craig? You know, since we have such a small group, and at least at this moment, nobody in the group is going to be in Austin. I was going to talk a little bit about Austin, but I'm not. There's no reason to talk about Austin if no one but me is going to be there. I'll just be talking to myself. So what I'd like to do, what I have planned to do, is the Millionaire Messenger. Does anybody have a copy of the book besides me? I'm gonna give the chat 45 seconds or a minute or so to catch up to me here, and let me know in the chat, yes or no, if you have a copy of this book. And he has been on the periscopes. Is that, who's he? Oh, Craig? You talking about Craig, Chris? That would be, so I'm going to assume that you're talking about Craig. No. Okay. Oh, okay, now I'm really confused. Okay, no, okay. He has been on the Periscope probably means Craig, and no means you don't have a copy of the book. Is that have I interpreted those little sound bites correctly? And Craig, yes, cool. So at least at that level, we know he's alive and well. That's really, really, really awesome. Okay, look, I'm going to probably say it's not going to be much more than about 10 or 15 minutes, but you know, this is not going to be a long one today, unless we start a big conversation. I'm going to leave everybody over there for the moment, and anyone who wants to come over and participate live is welcome to, but I'm going to go to a screen share for just a moment, and I'm going to summarize this book. And the reason I want to do that, you know what, I'm going to shut up and press buttons. As many of you know, pressing buttons while I'm talking is not a clever idea. So I'm going to share the entire screen. It's going to say share. And so far I haven't shut down the webinar. I'm going to say present to everyone. Whew. And so you should be seeing my screen now. So I'm assuming you're seeing my screen. I haven't put up the PowerPoint yet. Once I put it up, it'll block the chat, but I can actually still see the chat. So let me know in the chat you can see the screen. I haven't screwed up yet too badly. And the reason I want to talk a little bit about this book is that it's the first book that I've picked up and read that just absolutely, totally, completely speaks to exactly what many of us, Carmack the Magnificent, what many of us, I think, really want to do. I'm waiting for somebody to tell me you can see the screen, and then we'll launch right into, yes, we can see the screen. Yes, we can see the screen. Okay, here we go. PowerPoint presentation, The Millionaire Messenger by Brendan Burchard. So what is the Millionaire Messenger about? It's about making a living delivering your message to the world. Now, I know many of us got into this business. Well, let's go back up. Why are any of us here? Most of us got into this business because we need extra money. We had a financial issue in our life. That's where most of us start. That's the vast majority of us. And then we sort of flounder around like a fish out of water for a while, trying to figure out what the best way for us is. And we usually start off in network marketing companies, and many of us go through multiple network marketing companies before we figure out what it is we're really trying to do or how we want to do it. And that's okay, and I don't have any problem. And I'm still in network marketing, and I will continue in network marketing. But more and more, I'm understanding that that's really not what I'm really about. What I'm really about is things like the vision workshop and the law of attraction webinar and stuff like that. And this guy speaks directly to me. So he talks about the expert lifestyle. Now, obviously, when I put up bullet points like this, first off, you can read faster than I can talk. And secondly, every bullet point up here has a not a paragraph, but multiple paragraphs. And he goes into depth in all of these concepts. But the first and the most important thing is your work is based entirely on your passion and knowledge. What we're about is sharing our knowledge with the world, sharing what we're passionate about. And I'm not going to tell you that law of attraction and the vision workshop are where I'm going with everything. That's just a piece of what I love to do. But I absolutely love to do that stuff. And for those of you, any of you who have been on any of those workshops with me, you know I'm passionate about it. And the more I dig into it, the deeper I dig, the more I get involved, the more I just believe in the stuff and love it. And so our work activities center on relating and creating, relating to people and creating content for material. Creating content for people. That's what we do. And the beauty of that, of course, is that we work anywhere, anytime. And unfortunately, that means that many of us work 24/7, 366 in leap year, I think. But, you know, this ain't no 9-to-5 job. But the fact is, we do it because we love it. We're not being dragged through a traffic jam every day, going to someplace we don't want to go to, doing something for somebody we don't want to do it for. We work with whom we want. We get to work with our friends. We get to build groups of people like we have here that like to work together. And if we want to give ourselves a raise, we do it by, you know, we want to promote ourselves, we promote ourselves. And what that sentence means, and it's a quote from the book, is our promotions are based on our promotions, meaning if we want to promote ourselves, we promote ourselves. And just give more webinars or whatever. And of course, our pay equals the value we deliver to the marketplace, not the hours we work. And we painfully know that. Many of us have worked many, many hours for damn little pay to get to where we are today. And some of us continue to do that. The good news is we don't need a big team. And it's amazing when you look at the people that are really big in this business. And one of the biggest people, like Tony Robbins, for example, I mean, they just don't have big teams of people. They outsource. They use Fiverr. They use places like that. They don't have employees, and they don't have all the headaches of employees. And if you have ever owned a brick and mortar business, which I have, like California Flight Academy, I can tell you that you don't want to have employees. You absolutely do not want to have an employee ever. So, and the tools for success are pretty simple. You need a computer and a cell phone and an internet connection. And the reality is you can make a hell of a lot of money doing this stuff. So going a little further, a simple thought. And this is a quote from Brendan. If people spent as much time worrying about how to make a difference as they do about how they can make money, they'd find themselves rich beyond belief. And this is a theme that he drives throughout this book, that the more value you put out there, the more you help people, and this is something we've all heard many times over, that's where the reward comes from. And people will line up in droves and they will pay for the people that put value into the marketplace. And the value into the marketplace comes in two forms. One of the forms it comes in is the free material that many of us, all of us, put out every day of our life. The other value is the stuff that people pay for. And Terry Grimal made an interesting comment the other night on one of his webinars, and it had to do with when people like Ray Higdon talk about putting value into the marketplace, they're also really, they're not just talking about free stuff. They're talking about the paid stuff as well, and putting value out there that people pay for. Well, what a concept. So, for those of you who were attending the live event today, you know that we had a issue with the screen share. Right at this point, we lost screen share. I don't know why. And so I'm just picking up and re-recording this section of the presentation. So, Brendan defines guru as one who spreads light and wisdom. So let's all go out there and be gurus and tell the world what we have for them. Share our knowledge, share our wisdom, share our experience, and make everyone's life a little bit better for our sharing. How do we do that? So we can be an advice guru, the results expert. You've achieved results in your life that people would pay to learn how to do. Look, if you know how to tie your shoes and somebody doesn't, somebody who doesn't might just pay you to learn how to do that, to teach them to do that. Now, I might be being a little bit facetious here, but the reality is that we all pay to learn things we don't know how to do. We pay it by buying books, we pay it by getting movies, we pay it by looking at webinars and attending events, and etc. So we pay to learn things we don't know how to do. And you know, one of the most common things that you might say is like, well, you know what, who would pay to learn something from me? I don't know how to do very much. But everyone was a student first. Tony Robbins started off when he was washing dishes in his bathtub because he didn't have a kitchen sink. You know, we've all heard the stories. You know, Ray Higdon in foreclosure and multiple companies that he went through. Terry Grimal, underground miner, and again, multiple companies. So it's not just that somebody pronounces you to be an expert and suddenly you are elevated to the ranks of expert and you go out and teach the world what you know. You become an expert by learning the material, by experiencing things, and by putting it into practice. And there's a hidden message here. Many of us have gotten into network marketing companies, and you know, we were told that, hey, everybody's going to love this product, just go show it to everybody you know and they're going to want to buy it. And we go show it to our relatives, and our relatives look at us like we're out of our mind, and they say, well, you know, your Uncle Harry, he did that 10 years ago, he tried it, it didn't work. Well, what does Uncle Harry know? Did Uncle Harry ever build a business? No. But so why did they listen to Uncle Harry? I mean, we've all used this. Well, shouldn't you listen to people that know what they're talking about? No. People listen to people that they trust. They don't necessarily seek out someone who's got knowledge. They seek out someone they trust. They'll ask their Uncle Harry what he thinks about something long before they'll ask someone who actually has knowledge. Why? Because they know, like, and trust Uncle Harry. You can be that person, the person they know, like, and trust. So it's the road less traveled. Claim and master your topic. Figure out what it is that you want to share with people. What are you passionate about? What do you love to do? And then the most important thing, one of the most important pieces of this, sorry, I need to go back, is to pick your audience. And this is something that I wish that I had paid more attention to several years ago when I first got started in this business. Many of you know how old I am, and the reality is that I still water ski, and so I thought that I could appeal to water skiers, and I can't. And the reason is that most of the people that water ski are a lot younger than me, and they don't relate to me. Even though I still water ski, they don't relate to me. You know, when I was 40 years old, I was water skiing, and my son told me, he says, Dad, you're the only dad I know that still water skis. And I looked at him sort of incredulously, and I said, why is that? And some of you have heard the story before, but it's still the truth. And he told me, he says, well, they say they're all too old now. They're over 40. They just drive the boat. And see, that's the perception of the world out there. If you're over 40, you're too old to water ski. So water skiers don't relate to me. I quit advertising to water skiers. Excuse me. I have now found that people that are between, 55 is my target age group to advertise to, but from 45 to about 64, I can attract people. And if I advertise to that age group, they respond, they're interested, they're attracted, they want to come hear what I have to say, and it's much easier for me to sign people up. The next thing is, of course, is to define your story. Everybody wants to hear about your story. You think, well, God, I was a failure. I was miserable. I didn't have two pennies to rub against each other. That's the part they want to hear. They don't want to hear it while you're in the middle of it. They want to hear it after you've solved it. They want to relate to you. They want to know that you've been through what they're going through, and you understand their misery, their pain, their suffering, their plight, and you have a solution for them. And of course, we all know we have to put up our websites and do our campaigns and post our free content. And one of the things that Brendan spends a lot of time emphasizing is getting promotional partners, working together in small groups of people that you work with very well to cross-promote each other's stuff. And I think our mastermind group here is an example of some of the ways we can do that. And once you've done all this stuff, you repeat and build your business based on distinction and excellence and service. And service is a big emphasis point, providing good customer service for your customers. So the money map, the 6 pillars of success: writing, speaking, seminars, coaching, consulting, and online marketing. We all know about much of this stuff: writing, blogging, for example, speaking, and I suppose we can put videos in there as part of speaking. And I'm going to put seminars/webinars in there. For many people, for some people in this group, 6 months ago, making a video was like, oh my God, I have to do video? I'm afraid to be on camera. I don't want to be on camera. No, I'm no good on camera. Now you're all making videos. Now, for some of you, it's time to take that next step and start doing webinars. Oh my God, I don't know what to say on a webinar. Well, yeah, you do. You might not like your first webinar, but it's time to do it. And then, of course, coaching, consulting, and we have to market our stuff. So those are the main things we have to do. And he puts together a plan for how to build $1 million business. Step 1, create a low-priced information product. In his opinion, he characterizes low-priced information product as between $20 and $200. Actually, $199 to be precise, but hey, I rounded it. So, so you put together your first information product, and you know, one of the first things I put together was my vision workshop, and you know, that product, which I'm selling now at $27, has actually done quite well for me, surprisingly well. I haven't sold hundreds of them, no, but I am selling them, and I haven't had any complaints, and I haven't had any buybacks. People get value out of that product. I put a lot into it, they get value out of it. And I'm going to continue with that product for a long time. You're going to see it maybe once every month or so. You're going to see another repeat of the webinar, the Law of Attraction webinar. Then creating a low-priced subscription program. So this is like a continuity product. Now he uses a $197 audio product as an example. It's not actually a subscription program, but for those of us who are in MLSP, it qualifies as a subscription program where we have our mastery members in at $100 a person, and we're making $100 a month off them every month. And there are other things you can do too. But you know, like Ray Higdon has his blogging workshop, for example, at $37. And then creating a mid-tier information product, somewhere between $200 and $1,000. And I'm already there. I've got, as some of you know, not all of you, I've got my university product created. I've been sneaking it out in private showings, basically at a $97 price point right now. But my intention is to bring it to market at a $297 price point when I do bring it out fully out. Right now, I'm still cleaning it up and fine-tuning it. And then creating a multi-day seminar between $1,000 and $2,000, and finally creating high-priced coaching programs. And several of us have coaching programs. I have, my highest price is $500 a month, and and we know that as we gain experience and gain credibility, we can take it on up from there. So creating a $1,000 to $2,000 a month coaching program is really a no-brainer as you build your credibility in the world. And I put out my first, I hesitate to call it a plan, but my first piece of paper with the outline for a seminar on it several months ago, and I'm working in that direction. I expect to do a live event. I'm not quite sure when yet, when it fits, when it's time. And you know, other people are doing live events. Markel Russell's doing his first live event this month. Terry and Felicia did a live event last month. So live events are part of the package here. So that's the $1 Million program, and he goes into a lot of depth on each of these areas. The mindset of the messenger. My life experiences, message, and voice are valuable. If I don't know it, or if I don't have it, I'll learn it or I'll go get it. So from this day forward, never again are you permitted to use the excuse, I don't know how to do that. That is not permitted. If you don't know how to do it, Google it. Google knows how to do it. Don't let your small business make you small-minded. Always a student first, teacher second, servant always. And mastery is a way of life. So, experts didn't start out being experts, but they learned along the way. Succeeding in the expert industry, these are Brendan's words, not mine. Position yourself intelligently, package your information brilliantly, promote your brand strategically, partner consistently, and get your message out there in a big way. The Millionaire Mandates. If it is important to your long-term success, master it. Do not outsource it. Now this was an interesting concept because we've heard from many leaders telling us outsource, 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 outsource everything. And Brendan says no. Outsource the things you don't really need to master, don't care about, but the things you need to master to be successful, learn how to do them yourself. And I personally, I really subscribe to that philosophy. The things that I feel that are important for me, I learn how to do personally. I'm not really good at telling other people how to do what I want sometimes anyhow. Spend time differentiating your content. What makes you different? That's this thing called your unique selling proposition. You know, what makes you different? And at the most basic level, we are content creators. And you need to package yourself as well as your content. Dress well, speak well. Experience counts. Success is measured more by the obstacles you have overcome than the position you have achieved. If you haven't been through it, they won't listen to it. Well, people want to hear about your story. They want to hear about your struggles. But they don't want to hear about them while you're in the middle of them. They want to hear about them after you've solved them. They want to know you're one of them. You've been through the pain, you understand where they're at, and you know how to take them where they want to go. So if you're out there networking and you've never signed up anybody into your network marketing company, you don't approach a new potential customer by telling them, I've never signed anybody up yet, you want to be my first. You approach them by telling them you know where you're going, you know how you're going to get there, and you'd like to bring them along. And after you've signed up 10 people, then you can say, well, you know, I signed up my first 10 people, would you like me to show you how? And people will listen. So, a final thought. Doing good and doing well financially can happen at the same time. The old idea that you have to choose between making a difference and making a fortune is dead in this new economy. Go forth, my friend, and prosper, and make money for yourself, and help a lot of people along the way.